Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's a beautiful day here in New York City, a Thursday matinee in the Bronx, and it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Cleveland Guardians in the final game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees lost a tough one last night. Garrett Cole gave up 3 home runs, so they're going to try to salvage the final game of this three-game set. Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Slade Ciccone is the starter for the Guardians, and for the Yankees, it's Carlos Rodon. And Rodon, last 2 starts, looks like more of the Rodon from last year.
Yeah, he looks like he's on his way back. I mean, you always wonder how a guy's going to come back from injury, surgery. I mean, this guy won 18 games for you last year, so you need him in the rotation. You know you're going to have the high fastball, the good slider. It's just like he's locating more. Last two starts, only a couple earned runs. Off to a good start.
All right, first 2, the ERA was 5.63. Last 2, 1.64. That's certainly more like it. Well, this will be the 3rd straight game that Aaron Judge is not in the starting lineup, losing one of the best players in baseball. What's it like for Aaron Boone waiting to find out what happens? Meredith Morakovitz has more next.
Fans are filing into Yankee Stadium on a beautiful Thursday afternoon in the Bronx. Series finale between the Yankees and the Guardians is set to get underway in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. The Yankees continue to play the waiting game when it comes to their captain. Aaron Boone said Judge had an additional MRI yesterday. Then this morning he had a CT scan and an X-ray. There is a little swelling in the area, so they want to get these additional tests just to make sure they have an accurate reading. Now they're just waiting for all of the doctors to weigh in till they see whether or not he will avoid the injured list. When I spoke to Aaron Boone earlier, I asked him what this wait has been like for him as he wonders whether or not he's going to be able to pencil 99 in the lineup.
You want to know the diagnosis, and he's gone through tests, and there's that, I guess, ultimately the inconclusive part to this point. So again, I want to know, I think, as much or more than all of you even, but medical, orthopedic, it's complicated sometimes, and so just try and remain patient with it, and hope for the best.
So while they wait on answers for Aaron Judge, it was Jose Caballero the first 2 games in right field. Today it will be Max Schumann. When I asked Aaron Boone about the plan moving forward, he said right now it is just going to be a day-to-day decision. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Carlos Rodon gets the ball. First pitch next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Call your shot on FanDuel every day with a daily dinger. Make a free pick for a chance at a profit boost the next day. By Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. And by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. Pretty good-looking pitchers through the years. Yankees, Indians, Guardians, and the Yankees take the field now. Carlos Rodon jogging out to the mound where he will begin his warm-ups, coming off 2 pretty good starts. Last one in West Sacramento, where he got his first victory since coming back from the offseason surgery. So big number 55 winds and deals, and that's what it feels like watching him just from behind. Cleveland Guardians is the lineup they'll send up. DH is David Fry. Third baseman Jose Ramirez in this series, 6 for 9. Boy, he's tough. First baseman Rhys Hoskins hits third. Cleaning up second baseman Travis Mazzana. Anel Martinez in right. Stuart Fairchild gets started in center field. Stephen Kwanzaa left batting 7th. Batting 8th and catching is Austin Hedges. And Brian Rocchio, the shortstop, is going to bat 9th. Now let's take a look at Carlos Rodon. This is his 5th start, 1-2, 3.32, 20 strikeouts in 19 innings, 1 home run and 13 walks. Let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report.
All right, Michael, you said you want to check out Los. Let's check him out.
Let's do it.
That's more like it. The last 2 starts have been much better. 11 innings, only 2 runs, and that's a 1.64 ERA, which is really good. League leader, his batting average against, if you put it all together since last year, 188, and that leads all of baseball.
That's good too.
That's pretty darn good. We got the good list going here today. Good history. See? Good.
Yeah.
He beat the Guardians last year, 2.59 ERA career, but you got to realize that's 23 starts. He's got that many starts, and that includes a no-hitter against Cleveland back in 2021.
Again, that's good.
Good.
Good stuff today. Beautiful day and a great Pitcher Scouting Report. Let's walk up to the plate with David Fry. Home plate umpire is James Shawn. Eric Backus at first, Chris Siegel at second. And the crew chief, Laz Diaz, is over at third. Yankees trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game set. The Guardians won on Monday and last night. No, on Tuesday and last night.
Don't mix me up, because it feels like a weekend, because it's so nice and it's a day game, you know?
Fry's ready. Rodon's ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is a strike, and you know what? We're underway. Guardians in first place in the Central. They're 36-27. Yankees second place in the East. They're 36-25. There's a strike. Fry gets on base, 368 on base percentage. Getting the start against the left. Grounded foul. So at the end of last year, Fry tried to bunt against Tarek Skubal, and the ball bounced up and smashed a lot of bones in his face. But he said he's as pretty as ever again.
He got a good sense of humor then.
Yeah. Swing and a miss on the change. Check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. We're going to concentrate on Max Schumann in right field. He's the Car Shield defensive player profile. First career start in right, 9th appearance and 6th this season. And Aaron Boone likes him all over the place. He just does a nice job wherever they put him and has pretty good at-bats. Speaking of good at-bats, Ramirez swings and misses.
You know what? You just can't go over enough of how good Ramirez is, and he has really given you a glimpse in this series on just what he does. I mean, he is this baseball team.
Rodon filling the strike zone. Paul, be honest now. You feel like the principal sitting behind you? You still feel like Mr. Torre is, the boss?
Yeah, a little bit. I was afraid to look back there. I thought I said something wrong already.
The 0-2 upstairs. There's a Hall of Famer.
Get out of the way. There you go, Skip.
I'm going to talk to Joe Torre in the top of the 2nd inning. But he just wanted to spend time with you, so he came early.
In my elementary school, you brought up, it's a bad thing. If you got in trouble, you had to walk to the bench.
Really?
You had to go to the bench. But if you went to the bench, you had to walk in front of all the students, everything. It's like, man, this is humiliating.
Did you go to the bench much?
One time in my life.
Yeah.
I had brothers that lived on the bench, but, I tried to learn my lesson from them.
Joe Torre tried to send you to bench at Fenway once.
A couple of times he benched me. That's right.
The 2-2. Not bad. Check out what James Shawn is about. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered hitter-friendly, Paul. He's pinned, too. 40 calls have been challenged, 18 overturned. Fewer strikes up and down, fewer outside strikes on righty batters, and James is in his 3rd big league season.
Probably an outfielder in high school, He wants to call strikes.
Swing and a miss. They finally get Ramirez 2 away.
If you watch Rodon in the first 2 hitters, you see why he has changed as a pitcher. It used to be hard fastball, slider down and in. Fry struck out on a changeup away after he set him up with a slider. So he has just become a total different pitcher, much more effective.
There's Rhys Hoskins. 1-0. McMahon deep at third, about 10 feet off the line. Chisholm shades up the middle. 2-0. Guardians have been hot, 15 wins in the last 21 games. That was after starting the season, splitting their first 42 games, 21-21. Also pretty good on the road. They're 19-13 away from Cleveland. Swinging 3-0, high fly ball left field. Bellinger shading his eyes from the sun, puts it away. And a strong 1-2-3 inning for Carlos Rodon. Guardians nothing, Yankees coming to bat. Back here at the stadium, bottom of the first inning, strong top of the first for Carlos Rodon. This is the Yankees starting lineup. Trent Grisham will lead off. Ben Rice, the DH, has a 7-game hitting streak, hitting .467 during the streak. First baseman Paul Goldschmidt hits third. Cleaning up Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second. Jose Caballero plays short, who bats sixth. Batting seventh, third baseman Ryan McMahon. J.C. Escar will catch. And Max Schumann is in right field, and he's batting ninth. And it's going to be Slade Ciccone. This will be his 13th start, 5-3. Or 3-5 with a 5.25 ERA. You see the numbers. Let's check out the Nissan Picture Scatter Report.
Well, Michael, this isn't all good like we did with Carlos. So far, not good. A 5.25 ERA, which is the second worst in the American League, and the .294 batting average against him is the worst in on the American League. And he's trying something different, throwing a lot more cutters than he did. He, got to figure out some kind of pitch to get outs. And what happened? The Cleveland starters, the last 8 games, 6.3 ERA, which before that, maybe the fourth in baseball with a 3.46 ERA. So they're going to fix that.
And they keep winning.
Yeah, the offense definitely has picked it up recently, and they were really known for to be a big offensive team. But when your starting pitching digs you a hole, you're going to score runs.
1-1 on Grisham. Grisham 1 for 6 in the first 2 games. Last 13 games, though, he's been red hot. 349, getting on base at a 451 clip. Yankees came into this series having won 6 of their last 7, but they've won nothing in the first 2. And they're trying to avoid a sweep. And they've not had much fortune in one-run games, Paul. They're 6-12. The only teams worse in baseball: Detroit 6-13, Kansas City 4-12.
Yeah, when you look at one-run games, and I always thought that they kind of make or break your season. The close games, but it comes down to the bullpen, and there has been questions at times about the bullpen for the Yankees.
One, 2. You used to like to play in night games more because you can see the ball better.
Yeah, I always thought I saw the ball better at night, and under the lights. It was always a dream as a little leaguer to be playing night baseball, and I enjoyed. But day games really kind of break up the week. Gives you a night off at home. Can't complain about that.
Looped into right field, a base hit for Trent Grisham. Check out the Guardians defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Quan, a lot of assists over the last couple of years. Stuart Fairchild's in center. Angel Martinez over right. Ramirez, Rocchio, Mazzana, and Hoskins third to first. Austin Hedges is behind the plate with Fry, the DH. Hedges has always been good at throwing out base stealers. Not this year. He's only caught 2 of 21.
Yeah, that's really, you go from being over 30% down to 8 or 9%. You almost wonder if, a lot of stolen bases come against the pitchers, and if they're just not giving him an opportunity, because that's a big, big difference.
Ben Rice rounds 1 foul. Rice 2 for 8 in the first 2 games. He has a 7-game hitting streak, which we mentioned. 467, 8 extra base hits, 11 ribbies during that time. One and 1. Batting average against Ciccone, 294. That's the worst in baseball. Also doesn't strike out many people. Missed low, 2-1. You know, Paul, we can always find statistics to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Lifetime hitter in the day, you were 290. At night, 287.
It's because the man behind us benched me half the time. You know? He didn't trust me out there.
But your OPS was exact, 833 day and night.
No.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the cutter, Rice down on strikes. That'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt, cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. And last 23 games, Goldschmidt's been on fire. 321, 6 homers, and 17 runs batted in. An OPS of 1.013.
Yeah, he's really been a godsend for the Yankees, especially with Aaron Judge out now, because Goldschmidt's offense lately has been very good. Some home runs, big hits. I just think that a lot of the players look up to him, look at his approach. And he does have 2 separate approaches. I mean, he'll push the ball the other way, especially with 2 strikes. Last night he caught came around the ball, hooked it down the line.
Broken bat to second base. They make one play at first as Grisham moves to second.
You get the scouting report on Ciccone, and as a righty, you're thinking cutter, and you're kind of looking away. This was what happens. The ball kind of backs up inside, and it just jams and breaks your bat.
So here's Bellinger. Skied left side. Kwan coming on, still coming, and he makes the play in fair territory for the final out. No runs a hit, and 1 man left. We go to the second. Back here at Yankee Stadium, top of the second inning, 0-0. We have the Hall of Famer Joe Torre in the booth with us, also joined by Dr. Darryl Regal, who they're doing cancer screenings around the ballpark for skin problem. And Dr. Regal always comes in every year and gives us the do's and the don'ts. Hi, guys.
Hey. And it's always sunny when he comes.
Yes.
Well, it's a beautiful day here at the stadium. Everybody's having fun in the sun, but you have to remember to protect yourself from the sun. Use that sunscreen. We saw almost 500 people today screening with my team, and really successful. Picked up some skin cancers and some pre-cancers, but sun exposure's protection is important.
Every time I see my dermatologist, doctor, it's like in the winter and I'm pale as a ghost. He goes, "You look terrific."
That's right.
He said, people think they're healthier when they're tan. He said, but you're tempting fate.
No, that's the truth. We love pale people. So, no, all kidding aside, protect yourself. Common sense. Use that sunscreen. Have fun outside, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just important to protect yourself to do that.
And Joe, when we were all growing up, we didn't even know this, and you did the damage back then.
You didn't even think about it. I mean, you went out, you played, you were out in the sun all day long. And of course, I think things have changed since back in the dark ages when I was a child.
No, we have much better protection now, and also even the public programs. People know the Yankees try to field the best team, but the Yankees also care about community health and public health, and skin cancer screening is one of the things they do each year. They screen for other cancers too, so I want to thank the Yankees for that and for all the opportunity that our fans had to really get screened and get checked.
Now, you say you caught a couple of issues with screening some of the fans. What's their reaction when you tell them, Doc?
Most of them are happy that we caught it because we caught something early. Skin cancer is probably the most clear-cut case of a cancer. If you catch it early and you treat it early, it's not a big deal. But once it spreads, it is a big deal. And that's really the issue to do it.
Martinez swings and misses. 2 away. Now, Paul does a lot of golfing, so even if you put on sunscreen, does it totally protect you, Doc?
It's better than not putting on sunscreen. Obviously, Paul and I go way back, right? So
Doc's not just a dermatologist. Doc's he's a Yankee fan. He's been around for a lot of years enjoying the Yankees.
No, it's it's fantastic. But Paul knows that, again, everything that you do to protect yourself lowers your risk. And Joe knows that too.
Well, what about, because you're on the field, you're playing, and you're sweating. I mean, does that mean you have to apply again, or how does that work?
Sunscreen lasts about 2 hours, roughly, and then it starts to degrade. So, you're playing golf, they say put it on at the turn, because that's about 2 hours, right?
The pitch was called a ball. The catch was challenging.
Skip, if I look at 2 hours in the sun, if I'm in the outfield for 2 hours, we're having a bad game. You better go get the starting pitch.
Pitch was the ball. New York has one challenge remaining.
That's a pitching change for sure, but in golf, I wouldn't really have a problem. I spend so much time in the trees that I wouldn't get as much sun as anybody else in playing golf.
Sunscreen is important as part of protection. The hat. I want to thank Neutrogena today. They donated over 200 sunscreen samples that we gave out to the fans too. So thanks to Neutrogena.
Sunglasses, do they help?
Sunglasses help, especially the ones that are really UV protective. That really makes a difference. Protects your eyes, and you also can get skin cancer on your eyelids too. So that helps also for that.
Now, my wife is crazy about this. She puts on sunscreen when she's in the car. Can you get sun damage in the car?
Believe it or not, you can. There's half the ultraviolet light can come through glass. That's why down south they'll tint the windows a little more to try to protect it. But that's not so crazy.
Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 3-2.
Yeah, it's they've done studies in the U.S. where because men who drive, about 52% of the skin cancers on the left side of the face, 48% on the right side, because men are getting more exposure on the left side through the sun, the side windows.
3-2. There's ball 4. Joe, let me ask you a quick baseball question. Do you like ABS or not?
I like ABS. And I still find it fascinating because, you talk about stealing pitches for catchers.
Right.
I mean, to me, why would you do that if you have the ABS? But again, I guess if it's close enough where they won't challenge, because you only get 2 challenges, you keep doing what you feel is helping you. Yeah, but I like the ABS. I think it's taken away from the screaming and yelling from the dugout for strike 3, and stuff like that, because players never think it's they're out. And of course, pitchers never think it's a ball. And but the thing I like about it most is the fact that it's quick, and people get a kick watching at the scoreboard because they have the answer right there.
Well, Skip, you remember, I mean, there were times where you'd have a personal thing going on with the umpire, and they would intentionally, it's human nature, call you out on pitches they know weren't strikes. And that is what I like about the system. You've taken that out of the game.
No question about it. And, on Sunday getaway day, there were a lot more strikes called in the old days.
Lofted into right field, coming on, shooting, and he dives and makes the play for the final out. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate the information every year. That's Joe Torre. That's Dr. Regal. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back. The Yankees are playing without Aaron Judge in their starting lineup for the 3rd consecutive game, and there is no question, oftentimes as Aaron Judge goes, this team goes. He leads by example on both sides of the ball. But in speaking with Aaron Boone the other day, he told me that he feels like this roster is much more well-equipped to weather the storm than perhaps in past years. When I spoke to Paul Goldschmidt the other day in the clubhouse, he echoed those sentiments, saying, hey, there's still a tremendous amount of talent on this roster, guys that can get the job done offensively. But as a veteran presence in that room, he said one of the worst things we can do is try to go out there and replace Aaron Judge. You're not going to do that. You just need to focus on yourself, your at-bats, and how you can help the team win. When I spoke to the guy at the plate, Jazz Chisholm Jr., last night, he said, look, you want everybody on your team to be healthy, to be out there, to be full strength, but things happen throughout the course of a season, and it is up to the rest of the guys to step up. Now, Michael, I did speak with Aaron Boone right before first pitch, and he told me, as of now, still no update on the status of Aaron Judge.
That's the injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Now Meredith, I heard when Aaron Boone said that, and they are better equipped than when he ran into the wall in L.A. But Meredith, I mean, you have to call it like it is. There's no replacing Aaron Judge. I mean, if you lose Aaron Judge for a long period of time, it's going to be difficult to make that up.
Michael, it's certainly not great. He's a 3-time American League MVP for a reason. He often leads the league in hitting. He's probably the best hitter in the league. He plays a tremendous right field, so you certainly don't want to gloss over it like it is not a big deal. But the reality of the situation is the Yankees are going to have to find a way to get it done if he is out for any length of time. Now, one thing they will not do is rush Giancarlo Stanton or rush Jason Dominguez in the event that Judge is out for a significant amount of time. Dominguez is scheduled to go on a rehab assignment tomorrow. He's expected to play 2 out of the next 3 days, and Giancarlo Stanton will participate in the live session here at the stadium on Saturday and then continue his running program. Aaron Boone said he's not expected to go with the team on the road trip. So 2 guys to keep an eye on that can help, but it doesn't seem like they will be back anytime soon. But we don't want to jump the gun on anything, Michael.
Right.
Hopefully we'll have more in the postgame.
Now, Meredith, one quick note. Dr. Regal told us to tell Meredith to put on a lot of sunscreen because you're out there in the sun for 3 hours.
Sure am, Michael. Full sun, high sun. Probably not recommended by Dr. Regal, but this is what we're going to go with today. I've applied sunscreen twice, but I should take some notes from my guy Dave Chesney, who is all covered up. It's like he's done this before.
Oh, yeah, he's got that hat. Oh, there you go.
People helping people. That's teamwork, make the dream
You know,
work,
it's
Michael.
actually a good look. I like it.
I don't believe you, but
No,
I don't think I'm
believe
going to give
me.
it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chesney needs it, though. He's deciding to go with that low crop cut, so there's not much coverage there.
I do like how you phrase that, but I have a little bit more of a mane to kind of cover things here. So you'd have your hat back, Dave.
Thank you, Meredith. Two on Caballero. Fouled away. So as he was leaving, I said to Joe Torre, I said, you know, Paul thinks that if there was ABS, he would have been much more pleasant. And Joe goes, I don't know. He said he still couldn't hit Asemacher.
Yeah, exactly. I said, yeah, Roscoe's no fun either. But you know what? Skip knew me as a hitter, and I knew him as a manager, and he's not lying. Asemacher was not a fun at bat for him.
And the 3-2. Right field. Martinez puts it away.
Look at Ciccone. He's off to a good start here with the tough numbers we've said, but he is really close to the hitter. I mean, all the way on the first base side and really close where he's got to fly open, and he kind of hides the baseball that way. But it seems like it would make it very difficult to find a consistent release point.
He's got that front foot pointing toward left center field to keep himself closed. Pitch to McMahon is a strike.
We've seen a lot of cutters, so the scouting report is correct. Last 4 games, some of the Cleveland people have said that almost 25% increase in trying to cut the baseball.
Well, they seem like they have the magic formula with pitchers, and Carl Willis does an unbelievable job. Pitching's always been a strength of theirs. That's why you kind of, you know, a little stunned to see the numbers that Ciccone had coming in, because they usually try to fix their pitchers. Maybe it's taken a while. Oh, 2. So that cutter could be a weapon for him, Paul. He threw it only 3% of the time last year. This year it's up to 26%.
Yeah, when you're going through tough times, and obviously we've given you the numbers, and they're not good, but you've got to figure some way out. And, you know, why am I getting beat? Is it all against lefties? Is it off speed? Is it strike, you know, not throwing strikes? Whatever it is, he's going to have to try to figure it out. So far, so good today.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. So Rodon has 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. And with those 3 strikeouts, he has passed Tommy John for 51st place in strikeouts in franchise history. Next up is Catfish Hunter. High drive, left field, Bellinger back. He's on the track and he'll make the play. Now number 1.
Well, off the bat, you never know. Right down the line at Yankee Stadium, I'm sure that Rodon thought, oh no, not here. Just a cheapie. But, you know, the ball down and in is a ball that you can elevate very easily, especially from the left side of the plate, to get it out of here.
You always hear that lefties like the ball down and in. Why don't righties like it down and in?
It's, you know, I don't know what it is. It's just a left-handed swing. For some reason, it's just dropping the barrel of the bat. And I don't know if it's that, you know, righties face so many right-handers that their swing is a little bit different, just because of the way you hit. But there's something about the left-handed swing that just kind of brings on that dropping of the head to that low inside pitch.
Now, when Rodon made the start against the Athletics in West Sacramento, he struggled so much in the first 2 innings and was really laboring out there that Aaron Boone was starting to prepare. How am I going to get 21 outs out of the bullpen? It just looked like that sort of day. And then Rodon battled through and found it and actually pitched well the final 4 innings. And there was a shot that we had that day of him putting his arm around Rodon on the bench, and they're both laughing. And he's saying, I didn't think we'd have you for 6 innings. And, you know, Rodon wanted to give more, but, you know, he threw 93 pitches. And if you give 6 innings, the manager's going to be happy. You give 2, kind of messes everything up.
Yeah, that's one thing that's very nice. It's a luxury for a manager to have veteran pitchers, because they will battle through the days that you know, don't have great stuff, but still give you an opportunity to stay in the game. It's the younger pitchers who get off to a bad start in the game that really don't know how to adjust to this point.
And one thing about Rodon, I don't know if it comes across when, you know, the fans are watching. He's a tough dude. He's kind of a bulldog. He doesn't ever want to give up the ball. He doesn't give up. You know, if he's struggling, he's going to try to struggle to get out of it rather than give up. And I think his teammates appreciate him for that. Right field. And Schumann puts it away for the second out.
You know, I was going to say, Joe Torre and Dr. Riegel up there, but Schumann made a nice diving catch.
Yep.
I mean, first time out in right field. Made a diving play there, and I just looked up. As soon as that ball was hit, he called it. He put his arm up. So, you know, it's a little odd for him to be out there in right field, but good start for him defensively.
And it's kind of funny, like, he caught the ball pretty much on River Avenue, and he's calling for it while, you know, Grisham was 164th.
Exactly. You noticed the same thing.
Yep. Grisham's probably think, you better have it.
Exactly. I can't get this one.
I'm in Yonkers.
Hey guys, I talked to Max Schumann today about being in right field, and he said he was psyched when he saw his name in the lineup playing right. One thing he worried a little bit about is how the ball comes off the bat and the sun today. But aside from that, he said he would feel comfortable. Also noted that with it being a short porch, you got to remember that the ball could come off the wall hard, and if that happens, you might have an opportunity to get a runner at second. We haven't seen that yet, but so far so good for Schumann in right.
Ideally, I'm sure he would have loved to take batting practice on the field, as Rodon's going to challenge this pitch. Because during batting practice, you can take balls off the bat, where, you know, there was no batting practice on the field.
Pitch is a strike. The batter's out. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
That was a challenge, and by the lace of a baseball. Great work. It was strike 3.
Great challenge, Michael.
And there's a nice shot of Ashley Rodon, Carlos's lovely wife. A little bit of a role reversal here in 2026. Ashley tweeted this during Carlos's first start. After all these years, I feel like this is a necessary tweet. Some of you loved it, some of you hated it, but I genuinely loved complaining about missed strike calls with all of you. Now that ABS is here and the robots have taken over, I'm announcing my retirement from tweeting about the zone. It's been an honor blaming umpires with all of you, but look at that. Her her husband challenging right there with the new ABS system. Guys winning it, and Yankees getting out of that inning.
Ashley Rodon is a really fun follow. She's so into it when Carlos pitches. But the thing that struck me, Carlos challenged with such certitude, and it was by the lace of a baseball that it was a strike.
Well, it wasn't a double tap. He was just tapping all the way to the dugout.
And that would have been the final challenge for the Yankees. They only have one remaining. 1-1 on a star. And that's his first challenge of the year, and he nailed it. So Ashley doesn't tweet about the strike zone anymore, but Carlos can challenge it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
That's about as close as I've seen right there. Huh?
See, now, if I'm James John, I don't feel badly about not getting that right.
No.
You know, the general feeling around baseball, Paul, is that ABS has essentially shown people how good the umpires are.
Yeah, there's not a lot of blatant calls now. But again, I mean, this has changed in the past years where they're graded now, where, you know, they weren't before. I'm telling you, they could take a vendetta out against a player and take the bat out of your hand.
Escara down on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout for Ciccone.
Yeah, this should be a good matchup for Escara. Right-hander finally gets some looks at it, you know, from the left-handed side. I think if you're Aaron Boone, you're just waiting, hoping one of these catchers can get it going offensively.
There's Max Schumann. High fly ball. Right center. Fairchild makes the play. 2 down here in the 3rd. Back to the top of the order, and Trent Grisham. He had a broken bat single to lead off the bottom of the 1st. That's the Yankees' only base runner today. Ciccone has retired 8 in a row. Left field, that's going to be another base hit. And it'll go to the wall. Grisham has himself a 2-out double.
I think if you look at Grisham during this period where he's kind of turned it around hitting, he's using left field a lot more. And, you know, this ball right down the middle, and sometimes you see guys come around and ground it out, stays through it a little bit, and immediately knows it's going down the line, head down, digging for 2.
Ben Rice fouls it away.
Ciccone really got away with one there. A breaking ball just kind of hung out over the plate. Great swing. Sometimes you just foul it off.
Another foul ball.
Away, you know, anything sinking away or down to left-handed hitters. So you're starting to see the Yankee lefties especially trying to look for the ball inside.
One and 2 on Rice, struck out in the 1st inning. Now, Paul mentioned how closed Ciccone is. He's so closed that the batter can clearly see the number on his bat. There's no mystery about it. Number 44 deals to number 22.
Some numbers just, they have me. I mean, 44, look at it's Reggie Jackson, right? Or Leroy Kelly if you're playing Cleveland, right? Remember Leroy Kelly?
Yeah. about Hank Aaron?
Yeah. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
I should have asked Joe Torre about him. He was a teammate. He was telling me that he had the strongest hands of any man that he ever met.
3-2. Rip foul.
Oh, heads up, Meredith. Incoming.
Well, that's scary for Dan Fiorito, first base coach for the Yankees. You have to stay in that box now, or within the confines of that box. You could back up, but it was just luck that he didn't get hit. Left field, Kwan will make the play, and that'll do it. No runs are hit, and one man left. Let's go to the fourth. MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. Ramirez, Hoskins, and Bazana. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard 0-0 as we go to the top of the fourth. Ramirez struck out in the first inning against Rodon, and the lefty deals. Here's a strike.
You know, we've gone over Ramirez this whole series, and why not? Because he's basically done everything as far as hitting, fielding, stealing bases. But one thing, in 13 years, Michael, he's been on the IL one time back in 2019. I mean, he is out there every single day. He's out there on first base again.
That's his 7th hit of the series. And the interesting thing, I know that you were talking to some Guardian people the other day. He is the culture of the Guardians. Everything is built around him and the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, and it's not the rah-rah guy. It's just a guy that, like I said, is out on the field doing the things you're supposed to do. His instincts, this series especially, I've seen, his base running ability, just the things he does. And you think, well, all right, pitch around him. He's leading off the inning. You pitch around him, he'll steal second, he'll steal third. So, you really got to pick your poison with him. He's just a phenomenal baseball player.
21 stolen bases for Ramirez, held there by Goldschmidt. One and one on Hoskins. Fly ball to fairly deep left in the first inning. Runner goes. The throw to second. Stolen base number 22 for Ramirez.
You think you have an advantage because you got a lefty on the mound. He held him well. It's just, he is a small guy, so he gets going so quick. And he's such a good base stealer that, his percentages are high, and he just does it year after year. Most people that have put up the numbers he has, and you talk, been in the year, this is his 14th season. You think he'd be late. He's 33 years old. He got an early start.
Three and one. Ramirez got the first hit against Rodon, the leadoff single. It's me, Ramirez. Let's take a look at the leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. So with his stolen base, he's now 2 ahead of Bobby Witt for the American League lead. Rosarena with 17, Caballero 15, Chisholm 14, and Chandler Simpson of the Rays 14. Nobody's faster than Chandler Simpson. He changes the game.
He certainly does, and I hope that people take note of what speed can do. Just a guy like that in your lineup, how much pressure it puts on the defense. You put him in a good lineup, he'll score 125 runs a year for you, and that's what it's about, is scoring runs.
And he loses the battle with Hoskins. So Hoskins walks. First and second, nobody out. Now to bring up Bazana.
Well, first base open there, so you've kind of set up a position. Now you're facing a left-handed hitter, and you're trying to either go for the strikeout or keep the ball on the ground where you could possibly turn a double play. But you don't want this to turn into a big inning with the Yankees bats not showing up yet today.
Pretty heady stuff for a 23-year-old who's made his major league debut on April 28th. He's batting cleanup for a first-place team. Oh, and 1.
Yeah, they kind of moved him a few weeks ago to the leadoff spot, and it had really kind of jump-started his year. You look at that first-round overall pick. Overall, and this is from Australia, which you know, you don't see #1 picks of the world coming from Australia very often. He might be the first one. Let me know, James.
He was a cricket player in high school.
It's kind of warming up for baseball, isn't it?
I guess. Popped up behind the plate. Now how to play. He was a wicket keeper and an opening batsman. So 11 players per team for cricket. Bowler bounces the ball off the pitch before it reaches the batter. Batter runs back and forth between 2 wickets. And is played in multiple formats. Some of those matches go 3 to 5 days. Talk about unmanageable.
I was going to say, that'd be hard to televise, wouldn't it, Michael? Huh?
So that's called a test match. The T20 is approximately 3 hours.
I think we'd be going to the studio a lot.
3-2.
You see Hoskins on first base, really getting off the base, not being held, and all eyes trying to find Ramirez, knowing that they might throw behind. So you got to read the runner ahead of you. Ramirez not going there. And
how do you think you'd hit with that cricket bat?
You know what? You got a bigger area, larger mass. You're going to get a lot of foul balls at least, right?
Swing and a miss. Got him. Big strikeout for Rodon.
You're going to go for that ball up there and foul it off. You need the cricket stick, huh?
Or Rodon should have just bounced it up there.
Don't do that. He's all used to that. That bounce is not going to fool him.
Here is Angel Martinez. Struck out in the second.
Now I think they really got to keep an eye on Ramirez. With 1 out, you know, that stealing third base becomes much more important.
Oh, what a catch by a fan. Didn't even bring a glove.
Got a good homestand from the fans. We had the catch in left field. We had the guy with the phone in right field today there.
His hand is vibrating right now.
Everybody think it's fun to catch a ball when it's spinning. It hurts without a glove.
And I know it must hurt because any foul ball that comes up here, you're out.
You know, those days.
Caught enough balls.
Yeah, that's it.
Foul back.
Not doing a very good job. You know, he held him, and that time he kind of quick pitch. It looked like Ramirez was thinking and just couldn't time him up, and that's the big thing from base runner, that the pitcher kind of changes up the timing of it. Very hard to get a good jump.
Center field. Grisham tagging Ramirez. He'll go to third. Throw comes into second. Holds Hoskins at first, so 2 down.
That's why that strikeout was so big from Bazzana, because that, now the fly ball moves a runner over, it doesn't move a guy in. So Rodon pitching extremely well to try to get out of this jam.
So that'll bring up Fairchild. How about this, Paul? So he made his major league debut on July 6th of 2021. And he made his major league debut pinch running for Stephen Vogt, who now is his manager.
Pulling the identify yourself. You got to look at me, I'll look at you, and then we'll go on with the game here. What is it, 8 seconds? You have to make eye contact?
It's like life in a bar. Grounded through for a base hit. That'll score Ramirez. It's moving to second as Hoskins, an RBI single for Fairchild. And it's 1-0 Guardians.
Fairchild 0 for 5 on the year. His first hit he's thrown up with the Guardians, but off the end of the bat that he finds a hole on the left side. A breaking ball, tried to backdoor it. He was able to just hit it off the end of the bat and find the hole on the left side.
So here's Stephen Kwan with runners on first and second. And a strike.
One thing that obviously the Yankees have lost the first 2 games of this series, but it's like the situational hitting. It seems like every time they have an opportunity to get a guy in, they've done it offensively this series. Always love to see that sinker against a lefty. Just one time in the count. It really opens up the outside corner now, or you can back it up. So it's just a pitch, if it's executed well, really makes it difficult for a left-handed hitter on a left-handed pitcher.
2-2. Strike 3. Kwan's challenging.
The pitch was called a strike. The batter's challenging.
ABS by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. And he loses the challenge and a
Cleveland has
strikeout
1 challenge remaining.
for Rodon. But the Guardians get a run on 2 hits and 2 men left on base. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Cleveland. Oh, Paul Goldschmidt leads off, and let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. He hits 1 or more home runs, it's plus 725. He grounded to second in the first. Swing and a miss. Now, Ciccone, his first strikeout of his career, a very odd one, Paul. Major League debut 2023, and it looked like Lamont Wade Jr. was hit on the hand. But the ball actually hit the knob of the bat, and then it deflected into catcher Jose Herrera's groin and got wedged between his leg and his chest protector. And that's technically a caught foul tip. So the play was looked at, reviewed, and it was called a strikeout.
That's your fun fact of the day.
It wasn't fun for the catcher.
It's fun for Goldschmidt right there, just to poke one to right field. You know, his plate coverage is so good. And, you know, this is a tough at bat for him. He gets behind in the count. But, you know, come the plate. This ball's away. Probably off the plate away. You know, he's done it for a lot of years and been very successful at using all fields.
Bellinger rips one into center field. It's a base hit. So second time through the order, the first 4 Yankees, 3 of them have hits against Ciccone.
Yeah, you just kind of hold your breath and hope that the Yankees offensively can kind of turn it on. This ball just stayed right there, belled high. Bellinger, you know, I'd like to see hitters aggressive. I mean, just to go up there and kind of play into the count. You know, sometimes you get yourself in trouble. You go up with a plan, aggressive. You get a pitch, that first pitch to put in play, let it rip.
There's Jazz Chisholm. Runners go, big jump, throw to third. Not in time, double steal. The veteran Goldschmidt saw that he could get a running start. He did. And Bellinger followed him.
Well, this is just the numbers we talked about. How tough it's been Hedges to throw out runners, and he just got almost a running jump. You know, Goldschmidt obviously not the fastest guy on the team, but a smart base runner. Just snuck that left foot in there. It's a big steal right there, Michael. Now you got guys in scoring position. You know, a base hit, you can take the lead here.
And it's a big gamble to make that first out at third, and he took it and made it. Infield comes in. 1-1.
Oh, what a great time for Jazz to be hitting off a righty. You've seen him. You know what he's throwing. Infield's in. I mean, everything in your favor as a hitter.
Had a home run yesterday. We'll take over the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Yeah, this was an easy one for you, Michael. Long and deep and give you a lot of time.
7th home run of the year for Chisholm. After the game, he told the reporters not to get too close to him. Said he was under the weather. Hit a home run while he was under the weather.
Sometimes if you don't feel well, Michael, you don't think about stuff. It just happens.
Not sure what was going on there with the Yankee dugout. I think they were double checking the count. The count is 2-1.
Well, this pitch was about halfway there, Michael. I thought, oh, he's going to crush this ball, because you could see him. He recognized the pitch. He stayed back right there. He knows it's a curveball. But then he came around it just a little bit at the end.
That's going to get at least 1 run in. Quan makes the catch, tagging Goldschmidt and Bellinger. And Bellinger is in there. And now he overslides and he's out. But Goldschmidt does score to tie the game.
Well, Bellinger read the throw, and he read where Ramirez was as you're running, and he knew he had to go to the inside part of the bag. The only problem when he got there was too much force that to kind of pulled him in, kind of a trick slide, but then he could not hold the bag with his hand. And Ramirez, of course, doing the right thing, staying with him. But a good job by Jazz to get that runner in. That ball was smoked.
There's Caballero.
We talked about Quan and his ability to throw the baseball, and you know, another great throw. I mean, off the bat, you're thinking, you know, you're going to be able to coast into third base. Not so much.
And I think Bellinger might have thought that because he started the slide late. That's why he overslid the bag.
Yeah, like I said, as you're running, you kind of read where Ramirez is receiving the ball, and you know that you're going to have to go to the inside part of the bag, and you kind of change in the middle of your slide. And just was not able to hook those fingers around the bag to stay there.
Grounded. Rocchio. And that'll do it. Yankees tie the score, 1 run, 2 hits, and nobody left. We go to the 5th. It's 1-1 at the stadium. Well, Carlos Rodon has 6 strikeouts, 6 Yankee strikeouts, brought to you by your Tri-State Audi dealers.
Well, he started early with the changeup, getting the strikeouts. Now he's mixing the slider, the fastball, and the sinker. 6 strikeouts on him today. Using a lot of his pitches, kind of picking up where he left off his last 2 starts. Throwing the ball extremely well.
2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks. Audi scoreboard 1-1. And Austin Hedges will lead it off against the Yankee lefty. Now in the 4th inning, Paul, Goldschmidt stole 3rd. First stolen base of the year. The 175th of his career. Would you say, Paul, that that's a lot for a first baseman?
Yeah, I would. It might be in the top 10, to tell you the truth.
6th most by a first baseman in the live ball era, which starts in 1920.
See, I finally got one of your trivia questions. And you put me on the spot, too. It's not like you gave me...
You nailed it, too.
Yeah.
I didn't give you a hint. Nope. 1-2 on Hedges. So in April, the Guardians beat the Orioles, and Hedges proposed to his girlfriend Lexi on the field with a "Will you marry me" message on the video board. Backhanded by Caballero. And the pick by Goldschmidt. And she said yes, by the way.
I was going to say, what kind of game that would have kind of ruined your day, wouldn't it? Even if you hit a home run and the girl says no?
Right. I think if you're going to make a public proposal, you have to have a long.
You bet, yeah.
Because if they say no, it's just, I mean, what a kick in the teeth.
Wow. Something you can't get. Social media, you just can't get rid of it.
Yeah, you're not getting
for
back.
good.
No, you're not coming back from that. Rocchio takes a strike. I begs the question, how did you propose to Natalie?
Actually, she had told me, I was on the road, like in the minor leagues, and she told me I had to call her father. So I really had to propose to him before I proposed to her. So it was kind of old school, huh?
Very.
A couple quarters in the phone.
Isn't it amazing that there's so many young people listening right now have no idea what you meant by that?
Exactly.
Quarters in the phone?
Yeah. He had to keep adding them, too, because, you know, I wasn't going to call collect, you know.
That would have been a strike against you.
That would have been bad.
Caballero gets Rocchio.
Yeah, you look at the previous play. I mean, this he makes look easy, but, you know, we watched the other night how you kind of roll around. Let's see how you stay. You go with the backhand. It gives you so much more time to make that play instead of kind of running around it where, you know, it just takes that extra time. Caballero can play the game. He can play defensively, and I think he's been a really, really good pickup for the Yankees.
David Fry, 0-1. Two on Fry. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for Carlos Rodon. We played 4.5. We're halfway through. It's a 1-1 game, and we are in the greatest city in the world. Take a look at it. Soak it in. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Jazz Chisholm Jr. plus 850. Trent Grisham plus 650. Ryan McMahon will lead off. Bottom of the 5th. Fouled away. Now, we talked about how in his previous start, it looked like Rodon was going to be out within 2 innings. Just struggling, didn't have his good stuff. Then battled through and gave them 6. And you'd say, well, 6 innings, is that anything to celebrate? Well, this season in major leagues, when teams get exactly 6 innings from their starter, their winning percentage is .625, which over 162 game season, 101 wins.
Yeah, it is amazing when you know the game has changed and you know the bullpens are better. But when you start breaking it down to starting pitchers only going 6 innings once in a while and the winning percentage way up, and it's amazing how far it's gone to a bullpen game.
And if you think about it too, let's say you get 5 innings out of a starter. That means you have to get 12 outs out of your bullpen. And usually most bullpen pitchers give you 1 inning.
Right.
They don't give you multiple, so you're asking 4 guys to be on. And sometimes that's tough. Nice play by Hoskins, and he leads Ciccone for the out.
I mean, that's a great play. Not only stopping the ball, but to hit the pitcher in motion with a dart, and he did both. I mean, he picked that, and then, that's not an easy play when you have to lead somebody right to the base. Well done.
You could tell McMahon was sniffing hit.
Those are the ones that are tough. As a lefty, you hit it hard. First of all, you've got full view of it running down first base. First of all, you see the guy glove it, and then you think, well, maybe he can butcher the throw, and everything was done correctly.
Here's J.C. Escarra, struck out in the 3rd. He takes a strike. Oh, 2. You said this earlier, Paul. It's amazing the Yankees are just 2 games out of first place, 2 games in the loss column, and they've gotten no production out of catching, none. No offensive production at all. Did he go? No, and if either of the 2 guys get hot, they're going to give them playing time. It's right there for you.
You have to play him, yeah. And it looks like his scar, and I like his swing. I really do. You look at the standings there, only back a game. And it just looks like he's getting to his front side a little bit. And you can't blame him when you're not the everyday catcher, because it's very hard timing-wise to be on when you're playing once or twice a week. But I've seen him have really good at-bats where with enough opportunities, you kind of believe in the back of your mind that he can hit.
Boone opened up some eyes earlier in the year when he said if Escarra played all the time, he'd be one of the top 15 players in baseball. So not top 15 catchers in baseball. So they believe in him, but neither one of them has really staked a claim. Okay. And just because Wells has been so great behind the plate, he does get the majority of the time.
Well, see, these are the things that you can look at as a hitter or see the movement on a pitch. I would love that. There's some things that I don't want to know, but to see movement, to see what you're doing mechanically, that'd be a plus.
Escarra pops up to Ramirez, 2 down.
Let's see the scar from the side. Everything's good at this point, but then see how he kind of drifts forward and then just kind of reaches. It's like the right side of his body is taking away the weight instead of it going into the baseball, where you can really cover that outside pitch and drive it. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it does. Yeah. Really been on point today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
If I get best game of the series?
I think ever.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. That's not saying much for the last 20-some years. You know that?
That one is a one-hopper to Bazan. And they get Schumann, and the Yankees go down in order. We played 5 here at the stadium. It's a 1-1 game here on Yes.
Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Orioles and Red Sox at Fenway. Already 2-0 Baltimore in the top of the first when Kobe Mayo takes one off the monster and left off Brian Bayo. It's a 3-run double, part of a 6-run first inning for the Orioles. Red Sox have lost 7 of their last 11. Baltimore leads this one big, 8-0, top of the 5th. Michael.
Thank you, Bob. The Red Sox come in tomorrow to the Bronx. Christopher Sanchez, what a run. Longest by left-handed pitcher all time. Scoreless streak. Ohtani's been amazing. Contreras heating up for Boston. It almost seems like, Paul, that Ohtani started the season, you know, I'm going to win the Cy Young this year. I've done everything else. I think it's time for Cy Young.
You know what? Great players can get things in their mind. And a few years ago, you know, when I think it was last year, where Aaron Judge, you know, was hitting 400 for a while. He said, I want to hit 300 this year. He did. I mean, when you set goals and you're that good, and you might be right, that you know, he'll achieve it.
Now, the Christopher Sanchez mark is amazing. The record is 59 innings without allowing a run. That's Oral Hershiser, beating Don Drysdale by 1 inning. Walter Johnson had 55 2/3. Jack Coombs, 1910 A's, 53, and Christopher Sanchez. Now, Christopher's at 50 2/3. It has to be a full inning to be a scoreless inning. So really, the thirds don't really count. So that's going to be 50. His record will be at 50. Lined and caught there by McMahon. Oh, wow. That's just reaction.
It certainly is. And the reaction, you don't have a lot of it. Ramirez hammers this ball, but I've said it numerous times. Day games, you kind of pick up the ball late. And then you're right, this ball was at one side, and he reacted to catch it on the other side because the ball actually was hooking off the bat.
That was 110.5.
He wasn't challenging the pitch there. He was challenging himself when he bumped his head.
I remember Wade Boggs used to tell me at the old stadium that the grade of the grandstand in afternoon games when everybody's wearing white, it was actually scary at third base.
Yeah.
The ball's hit so hard it's coming out of a white shirt, you don't see it.
We had the same issue in Fenway with the batters out. There were fans, you know, of the Green Monster out there in center field that you couldn't see a left-handed pitcher, and they finally kind of tarped it off in day games. And you know, you can't hit a baseball if you can't see it, let alone if it's up and in and you lose it, you know.
They should sell those seats again at Fenway, but tell them if you're sitting there, you have to wear a black shirt.
I don't know what it was, but I remember Hesketh. I remember
Hesketh.
It was a lefty, not overpowering, but had no chance. I couldn't see the ball out of his hand. And we talk about all these ballparks, and you've been to them all, right? And I'm going to exclude Yankee Stadium from the list. If you could suit up and play a major league game, where would it be?
Well, just because of the tradition, I guess it would be Fenway or Wrigley.
Yeah.
But in terms of the beauty, the aesthetics of it, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I haven't been in there, but I agree with you about just the history of the game of old Detroit Stadium and Fenway Park and Wrigley Field.
Wouldn't be bad playing in San Francisco either. Another gorgeous.
It's not. Is it Pac Bell anymore?
It's some name. Somebody
It's
paid money
got a
for
name.
it. Yeah. And Grisham makes the play to retire Lozano.
Well, again, if you're Aaron Boone, you got to be elated that Rodon it seems to be taking a step forward every single game out there. You know, stuff-wise, he almost got out of that jam he had. They ended up giving it the hit off the end of the bat, but he's been really, really good with all of his pitches today.
He's at 91. Here's Angel Martinez. Oh and 1. Two hits to the Guardians, 4 for the Yanks. 1-1 game in the 6th. 1-2. 2-2 on Martinez. Martinez 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly ball to center. Runner goes. Popped up. And McMahon makes the play for the final out. We go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 1. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Sandals Resorts. Get closer to the Caribbean. By Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. I miss Regis.
I miss Regis.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a great guy?
He was a great dude. Monifer Einstein, bottom of the 6th inning, 1-1.
I didn't know Paul Newman was from Cleveland.
And there's a strike to Grisham. Now, earlier in the game, we showed the pitchers, and the first pitcher we showed was Bob Feller.
Right.
Legendary. You know, started as a teenager with the Indians, spent his whole career there. And Jack Curry tells the story. When he was writing for the Times, he went to Cleveland to do a story and interview Bob Feller. So Feller must have been about 83 at that point. And so he finishes the interview at the ballpark, and then he said, okay, I got a flight to catch, and he's going to get a cab outside the ballpark. And Feller goes, no, I'm going to drive. Gets into a blue Jaguar. He said, and Feller's going like 90 miles an hour down Cleveland streets, going up on sidewalks.
Trying to drive like through the ball.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite videos of all time, when they had Bob Feller saying he threw 95 miles an hour, heave a ball at the same time a motorcycle was I mean, it was so scientific, right? The baseball, it was racing the motorcycle. I remember that picture earlier in the game, and then Bob Lemon, I think, came up, which was another interesting story between the Yankees and Cleveland. Bob Lemon, a great pitcher, and then came over, and I think right after they fired Billy Martin, ended up winning the pennant here with the Yankees.
In 78, yep. And that's line to Ramirez. Pretty good career for Bob Feller. 3 no-hitters, and didn't play 42, 43, 44 because he was in the Navy. But Jack tells me it's one of the scariest rides he ever took.
I kind of know where Jack's coming from, because I've ridden with you in Boston.
Yeah, you don't like New York drivers.
I don't know what the rush is. There's nowhere to go.
It's so fun. Well, if you get there, if you can get around, there is places to go. So David, Cohn, Paul, and I did a series in Boston, and I have my car up there, and David is so calm as I'm like weaving in and out, and you're like white knuckles.
Well, you got to understand, don't you remember how this came about? We went to the parking lot, which was like an abandoned gas station, and we helped somebody like change a tire or something before we got into your car. So, you know, I had a lather working before we even started.
3-0 on Rice. See if they green light him. It's ball 4.
Yeah, that's a little respect to Rice right there, an off-speed pitch. And, you know, he's not going to give in and give up a big home run. You know, when you go through pitchers meetings, every time you come into New York, it's, you know, don't let Judge kill you. Don't give it if you don't have to. But Judge had the lineup. Now the pecking order goes down. So who do you go to? You go to Rice. I mean, he's the guy that can put the ball out of the ballpark and been having great at bats.
And with Judge in the lineup, Rice has a lot more protection. You know, all due respect to Goldschmidt, it's just different.
You know what? We've said it time and time again. When Rice was hitting and he was still getting pitched to, it's because number 99 was on deck behind him.
Ground ball, Ramirez. There's one on to first, and they double him up. to end the inning. 5-4-3. We're going to the 7th, tied at 1. Hey, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And today's picture is of Nur, who's the biggest Yankee fan from Turkey, and the stadium is like her second home. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes some pictures post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game.
I think I just saw and met my first Nur.
Yeah.
Is that Nur? Have you ever heard that?
New for me, no. Well, that'll do it for Carlos Rodon and Brett Hedrick, first out of the bullpen.
Well, you couldn't really ask for much more. Rodon really sharp today, and he used his changeup, he used his slider, he used his fastball. Like I said, I think that Aaron Boone, Matt Blake are extremely excited to see the steps he's taking every time out.
And an attempted push bunt. They say he didn't go.
Let's see if he brings it back. Ball's out of the strike zone. Yeah, I guess he did.
Jack Curry just told me an incredible story furthering the Bob Feller angle. You know the famous picture of Babe Ruth and ailing Babe Ruth toward the end of his life, and he's on the field, he's leaning on a bat?
Yes.
Bob Feller's bat.
I read that. You know what? That's funny. I think I read that a while ago. Yeah, that's it's pretty cool. You can't slip him by Jack Curry.
No, Jack knows everything. Jack is my go-to just to guide me through life, not even baseball.
Well, he guided me through a book. That's hard to do.
And you know what? It was hard. Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. So we will not see Tim Hill. He's pitched 2 days in a row.
Cruz had one of those nights last night where he had the split finger work and looked unhittable to 18 pitches.
And Fairchild down on strikes. So 1 down. That'll bring up Stephen Kwan. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org. Kwan jumps on the first pitch and pops it foul and out of play.
Kwan to me is just one of those players. Good players have subpar years sometimes. It doesn't make him a bad player. It just means that some years are just not as good. I mean, here's a guy that borderline 300 hitter, 4 consecutive Gold Gloves. It just has not shown up offensively for him this year.
Grisham's there. 2 down. It's time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 266 hitter, 1,730 hits, 374 home runs. Finished with the Yankees in 68. Long run couple times with the Indians. I got it. I just got it, Paul.
Good, you picked it. So you took your Prevagen today.
You have any idea?
As soon as you say I got it, I just turned the switch. So
oh, really?
I have to think about it.
So it's like it's one of us has to get it, and we don't try. Okay.
You know what I thought was going to happen this series? I thought we were going to go Cy Young to Sayonara. I thought for sure that was going to be one of our.
Yeah.
Didn't work. That was Sparky Lyle, of course.
That's right. Greg Nettles is the one who said it.
Another
guy that played for Cleveland.
Still known as one of the worst trades that the Indians made, right?
It was a great trade for the Yanks. And then they also got Chambliss from Cleveland. And the Cy Young to Sayonara story that Paul's talking about, Sparky won the Cy Young in '77 as a relief pitcher. He was great. And then the Yankees signed Goose Gossage. And the Yankees ended up trading Sparky Lyle, and Nettles said, well, from Cy Young to sayonara.
Baseball doesn't like last year. They like what you're doing now.
That's right. And he walks Hedges. I mean, you look at Hedrick. Tell me he doesn't like a left-handed Jeff Nelson.
Yeah, I can see the likeness. And we have the ability. We saw it last night with Ron Giddy. We could make him right-handed for you in the
Yes, we could.
Really.
Cruz still warming, and Matt Blake goes out and talks with Hedrick, who's going to face Rukio. You know, the interesting thing about the Guidry hands over the head, and we showed it yesterday on the Game on Prime, was he said that his velocity would surprise people.
Uh-huh.
And now it's kind of a mirror image we did of what Cole does, or what Cole's doing, what Guidry does. And Guidry said the thing that worked for him worked against Gossage. He said because Gossage was grunting and putting everything into it. He said you were expecting him to throw that fast. Right. He said you didn't expect me because I was kind of rocking you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Conference over. Rukio 1 on 2 outs. Fouled straight back.
We're getting to that time of the game, Michael, as we talk stories. You look at the scoreboard, 1-1. I mean, one big hit, one big error. So, you know, every out becomes more important because the Yankee offense has just not been able to really break through today.
0-2 on Brian Rukio. Crowd of 39,504 announced here at Yankee Stadium on this matinee. One and two. Cody Hoyer is ready. Might see him in the bottom of the 7th. Have not seen him in the first 2 games.
Aaron Boone, not real happy with that check swing call. Didn't take him long to get up on the front step.
Fly ball right side. They'll run out of room. One run on 4 hits for the Yanks. 1 run on 2 hits for the Guardians. 4, 5, and 6 for the Yankees in the bottom of the inning. Bellinger, Chisholm, and Caballero. Driven out to right field. Schumann on the track, leaps, and makes the play at the wall. Took an extra base hit away from Rukio and ended the inning with that play. Not that familiar with right field. He's made 2 pretty good plays out there. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it is time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees and the Guardians are tied at 1, but we'll stay right here, admire that catch, and we'll also honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Coast Guard Lieutenant Thomas Goldberg from the Bronx, who served from 1986 to the year 2000. The Yankees say thank you, Thomas, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Barrow's rendition of God Bless America.
Time for your Ford Studio update. Bob and Willie with you. And we ended up getting a good pitching matchup today between Rodon and Ciccone.
Yes, outstanding pitching. But right now, the Yankees still got their work cut out for them getting into that bullpen. Cleveland's been good all year, but
yes.
Great pitchers do it.
Ciccone surprising because he had kind of a rough season coming in, but not the case today. So again, it's going to be a bullpen game in a 1-1 game. We're going to be joined by Jack Curry coming up on the WB Mason post game a little bit later. We'll break it all down for you. Interviews from Meredith Barakovitz as well. See you then.
Thank you, Bob and Willie. 1-4-0 for the Yankees, 1-2 for the Guardians. Ciccone pitching very well. Jose Ramirez scored the only run. Rodon pitched well. And Trent Grisham, 2 for 3 with a double. And Cody Hoyer comes on to face Cody Bellinger. That's that classic Cody battle.
Well, if you're over on the Cleveland side, you know, your top 3 relievers, you've used a lot. Your setup guys, Holderman, Heron, and Gaddis, pitched the first 2 games of this series. So you're going to have to kind of roll the dice with Hoyer and try to get to Festus and Smith for the 8th and 9th.
High fly ball, shallow center. Fairchild makes the play. Check out Papa John's key ingredients in this series. Now we can make it 9 innings after that out. 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 11 strikeouts. They've been great, and they've won the first 2 games.
You know, every game's important, Michael, but this game, obviously, now you're almost, if you're Aaron Boone, thinking, you know, we got to win this game. You know, we've stayed away from their top setup guys because they've been used in the series. So we got to score a run and win this game because our bullpen is much more fresh than the Indians. You know what? I just threw Indians out there to see if you would.
I was listening.
Yeah. It was intentional. Right? Wasn't a slip up.
2-1. The Yankees would love to tag Hoyer here with a home run and take a lead. If you know, you know. 3-1. Chisholm's driven in the only run for the Yankees with a sac fly. And he works a walk, so has 14 stolen bases. Let's see if he's running. Come out to Yankee Stadium this Saturday night, June 6th, for Military Appreciation Night, when the Yankees take on the Red Sox. First 18,000 guests in attendance. Receive a Yankees red, white, and blue T-shirt, courtesy of Ford. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com.
Well, you got a right side of the infield that's wide open. And Caballero, I think he saw Jazz kind of fake steal, thinking that he was going. I mean, you'd love to use Jazz's speed over there. Looked like he was trying to go, but then he got caught too far off. But Caballero took the pitch, gave him a chance to steal the base early in the count.
1-1. Hedges, 2 for 23. Catching base stealers.
That's really the best thing that can happen is as Jazz got out there, he stopped him, but you see a move. Now you feel comfortable that you kind of know his move. Jazz, one of those guys that kind of likes to jump hop and get into the running of stealing a base. Got the free pass now, right? You really got to push the envelope. I mean, this is what you've seen in baseball. If you get a pitcher over there twice, you get a good solid lead. You take your chances at this point.
Snap throw to first. Just got back.
It looks like twice in this count that he has got, that jump. He just gets out there too far and can't stay on that right foot where he's leaning towards second.
Hoskins hit the base, not the hand.
He got a little shorter lead, so possibly jump out there a little bit again. He got caught in between steps. Well, you're doing a good job of kind of changing the cadence. By getting a little lead, you want to get that movement towards second. Now you just got a runner, you don't run. I mean, you've taken really the count away from Caballero, him taking pitches early in the count. Now he's a 2-2.
Runner goes. Fouled away, so Jazz will head back. And once the batter gets to 2 strikes, you're at his mercy. He's got to protect. He can't take the pitch.
Yeah, you would. I'd love to see Jazz get in motion early in the count because Caballero, he's on the same page. He was taking pitches, giving him an opportunity to steal the base.
Out toward right field on the run, Martinez. He makes the play. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. That brings up McMahon. McMahon 0 for 2. They reset the throws when a new batter comes up. Big lead. There he goes. No throw. Why even make the throw? A stolen base for Jazz Chisholm. He was 40 feet off the bag.
Yeah, he held him and held him and held. I mean, there's no way he's getting back to first there. It's just. They're giving him second base, but now he's in scoring position. Obviously, this bat now has changed from McMahon. Any way you can get a ball to the outfield, Jazz is going to score with 2 outs in motion on contact.
Now one gets away from Hedges, and Jazz goes to third.
Breaking ball down in the dirt. You see, just not able to smother it. Went to the side of him. Gives Jazz third base.
Ciccone pitched very well. 6 strong innings, 1 run. Cody Hoyer out of the bullpen has a runner on third and 2 outs. Backdoor slider, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the count full.
Well, we talked about it. That is why Cleveland has won the first 2 games in this series. 10 for 26 with scoring runs, with scoring in scoring position.
Ground ball through for a base hit. Jess Chisholm scores a big single for McMahon, an RBI, and the Yankees take a 2-1 lead.
Well, late in the game, these are the at-bats you need. McMahon puts the ball in play hard, finds a hole on the right side. Jazz scores. You don't want to stop here, but at least you've got the lead out of this. And the spinner just stays right there. McMahon hits it hard. Finally finds a hole on the right side.
This series with runners in scoring position, Cleveland 10 for 26, and that single, second hit and 15 at-bats for the Yankees to score a run.
Some numbers really don't lie, Michael. I mean, runners in scoring position, what you do as a team, I mean, that's how you win games, and especially when you're not hitting home runs.
Yankees have the 8th best average in these situations, 266. The Guardians 18th at 238, but it's flip-flop this series. 1-1 on Oscaro. The 2-1. 3-1. Hoyer called up last Monday for the 3rd time this season, so he's been back and forth. 29 years old, 4th big league season. Was out of the majors for 3 years from 2022 to 2024. Tommy John surgery and then another surgery for a fractured elbow during his rehab. Swing and a miss. Got him on the change. But the walk, stolen base, and the wild pitch come back to haunt him. Yankees take a 2-1 lead. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. So Fernando Cruz has not allowed a run in 10 of his last 11 appearances, and he'll come in to pitch the 8th as the Yankees trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead.
Well, Cruz was dominant yesterday, and we talked about it. It all goes to being able to get in those pitcher's counts where he can really get guys swinging at that good split finger that he has.
And Manzardo is pinch hitting for Fry. One on one.
The man's on deck again, Michael. It seems like Ramirez he hits every inning.
That's why this batter's so important. 2-1. And a strike. Dropped the slider in there. He's been throwing the slider a lot more this year.
Yeah, we talked about it last night, Michael. When he uses the slider or the fastball in these counts, that's the pitch that he's got to be relying on to be able to throw it for a strike. If he can't get those over, then you really don't get guys swinging out of the strike zone at that split finger.
Two-two. Lays off the splitter in the count 3-2.
Well, it's a tough one to lay off right there. But did you see? He must have an eye on the shot clock because he waited all the way to 1 second to make that pitch.
Did it again, right down to 1 second. Line drive, caught by Jazz Chisholm. Here's Ramirez. Ramirez had a big series. We take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 3 singles, 3 doubles, and a home run. Average exit velocity 101.5. Swings over the splitter. 0-2.
Well, this might be 5 or 6 splitters in a row. Depends how many until it's put in play or a strikeout, because he got ahead with it and he's going to stick with it.
Popped up, long run from McMahon in foul territory, makes the play.
Well, that's a big out. Every time he walks back to the dugout in a 1-run game, you got to feel good. And you saw the difference. The fastball used against Manzardo and the slider, not against Ramirez. Everything was split finger.
There's Rhys Hoskins. 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Fly ball. Left side of the infield. And Caballero puts it away. And Cruz works a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, tomorrow on Yes, the rivalry returns to the stadium as the Yankees and the Red Sox kick off a 3-game weekend set. Extended coverage starts at 5 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up to first pitch at 7:05. On Yes, and the Gotham Sports app. It's been a rough season for the Red Sox, so we'll see what team shows up. Matt Festa comes in to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning for the Guardians. Hyundai scoreboard, Yankees lead 2-1. And Max Schumann will lead off. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Yankees order against the Guardians right-hander. Festa is from Staten Island. Attended St. Joseph by the Sea High School. 33 years old, 7 big league seasons. Pitched a 1-2-3 inning to close out Tuesday's win. He retired Rice, Goldschmidt, and Bellinger. Has a 4.50 ERA, but over his last 17 games, 3.07. And Festa pitched for the darling of the World Baseball Classic. He pitched for Team Italy. Made a nice run.
When you look at that WBC, I mean, it really got a lot of play this year. I mean, people talked about it more this year. I remember the Mike Trout Ohtani at bat, where Trout struck out. But this year, it seemed like a lot of people were involved with a lot of just different teams rooting. It's a great event. I just don't know the best time to play it, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure when that time is, but I agree. It's caught the imagination of baseball fans and gotten more people to be baseball fans.
Mm-hmm.
David Bednar will try to close it out for the Yankees in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. Schumann down on strikes against Festa.
The ball just kind of takes off up in the strike zone. They're not able to stay on top.
Well, Festa is a story of dogged determination. And for all you kids that might be getting home from school right now, Festa was cut from his high school junior varsity baseball team.
That even tops Michael Jordan, who was cut from the varsity team, huh?
And now he's in the 7th big league season, so good for him. Grounded right side, backhanded by Hoskins, flips to Festa. 2 down. Well, fans, when you get Gotham, you get 5 games and live games and more exclusive Yankees content. Download the Gotham Sports app to stream highlights, pregame features, postgame sound, podcast, original series, and so much more. And it's all free to access with an eligible TV subscription, so please sign in today.
So I'm missing something over in Staten Island. He said he's from Staten Island, some high school on the sea. Am I missing a C or something over there?
That's the name of the high school. I don't think you're missing a C. St. Joseph by the Sea. There's a canal. Gowanus Canal.
I just know that like the Mediterranean or something didn't sneak its way in here.
No. Drilled down the right field line, but hooks foul off the bat of Rice. Foul bat, 0-2. You want to look ahead to who Bednar is going to face. It's 4, 5, and 6 in the Guardians order. Bazzana, Martinez, and Fairchild. And they have a couple of lefties they could take off the bench. Schneemann and DeLauder.
Well, you're looking at Bazzana. It's got it's got 3 home runs, but he does steal bases. It's got 8. And Martinez, he's got 9 home runs, and he's got 9 stolen bases. So those are the guys that you want to keep off base and keep in the ballpark, obviously, if you're betting on.
All right, so we've got some information for you, Paul.
Yeah.
St. Joseph's by the Sea is right off the Raritan Bay on the southern coast of Staten Island.
Okay. All I know is I went to Staten Island. I don't know how I got there. It's just it's impossible. I mean, the traffic, the bridges. I woke up and I was there.
You weren't transported. Somebody drove you.
Yeah, somebody drove me. I had no chance by myself.
So we know now that you have officially been to all 5 bones.
Oh,
absolutely. The pitch was called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
All right, that was called a ball. Hedges said no, it was a strike. And he's right. Has Rice.
The pitch is a strike. Stripper has 1 challenge remaining.
Wait, Michael, I've been to 6 boroughs because the other boroughs in South Florida where all the New Yorkers go.
Interesting.
Take that with you, huh?
Time to name that Yankee. pretty good numbers. Played with the Indians twice, finished with the Yankees, and his name is Rocky Colavito.
Ooh.
And we're going to go back in the vault to take a look at the Rock.
What the?
Good hit.
At Wrigley Field, right?
I think so. There's Rocky with Yogi. Antonio Lima.
Now, Tony Lima can hit.
Rocky Colavito. David Bednar on to try to close this out. Yankees lead 2-1. And the count 1-0 to Bazana. Trying to tie it right there, 1-1. One and two. Let's take a look at Bednar's arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, you know what about his fastball, but I've recently seen him using that split finger a lot more. He's always got the curveball, which he's got that thumb way up on the grip. It sometimes worries me that hitters could almost pick it up.
Two and two.
Benny was doing a little guitar solo over there for us. Did you hear it?
I did hear it. The 2-2. Chop to Bednar. Over to Goldschmidt, one away. The old Baltimore chop. Right here in the Bronx. Fans after the final, I'll get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from the manager. Plus, a look ahead to the series with the Red Sox. All coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. That'll bring up Angel Martinez. Chase DeLauder comes out on deck to pinch it for Fairchild. 0-1. Fouls off the splitter.
Get that splitter when it has downward movement, and especially against lefties, kind of fades away. It's a really safe pitch in this situation where you can't miss down and in. You don't want to give a left-handed hitter anything that he can hook around that foul pole.
0-2 on Martinez. Foul one off his foot.
Again, that's that off-speed pitch that's very hard, and he tried to pull it, and that's what happens. You know, you just beat it in the ground or up your foot.
And the pitch. Jazz Chisholm gobbles it up. Yankees an out away.
What's a great sequence right there, Michael. Everything sinking down and away to a left-handed hitter. Martinez with 9 home runs. You just cannot give him something to tie this game up. And he was able to keep everything down and away. Ended up getting a ground ball to second base. One hitter away from closing this out.
Chase DeLauder pinch hitting for Stuart Fairchild. Fairchild has driven in the only run for the Guardians. 1 for 2 with a walk. And a strike. So Bednar coming in and filling the strike zone. That one just misses.
So you might as well tap at this point, huh?
The pitch was called a ball. The catch is challenging.
Yankees have 1 challenge remaining. Let's see if they got it right.
A little close, might have been down.
The pitch is the ball. New York has no challenges remaining.
Guardians have one remaining. Yankees are out of their challenges. 1-1. 2-1. And this should do it. Chisholm to Goldschmidt. And the Yankees win 2-1. And they salvage the final game of this 3-game set against the Guardians. A big base hit by McMahon scored Jazz Chisholm. And a good start by Carlos Rodon. So the Yankees spend an afternoon in the Bronx and go home happy.
Yeah, and Rodon looked great. He just looks like he's getting closer and closer to what he was last year when he won 18 games. And again, this was a game, as I said, unfolded. The Yankees needed to win. They got to the kind of the soft part of the bullpen, put a run on the board. Bender did a great job. Cruz again. Now you get to get ready for the Red Sox and the big rivalry starting tomorrow night.
Good job by that man. 6 strong innings. Just 5 games off the IL after the surgery during the offseason. He's pitching quite well. Yankee starters continue to pitch well. 2-1 they win. We'll come back. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Chili's, the big crispy 3 for me, the best $10.99 you can eat. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. Yankees win 2-1 against the Guardians. We take a look at the game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Game tied 1-1. Jazz Chisholm on third base. Ryan McMahon drills one through the right side. Ends up being the game winner. Give him that drive of the game.
We'll hear from Ryan with Meredith Marakovitz on the field during the post-game show. We still have more to come. Then we'll have the post-game for you right here on Yes. The Yankees win 2-1, and one of the reasons, the Chevy player of the game.
Well, as they say, Los on the buck today. Carlos Rodon, good job, 6 innings. Only gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts on 5 different pitches. What's your player of the game?
3 straight strong outings for Carlos Rodon. 2-5-0, beating 1-2-0. Took 2 hours and 20 minutes. Hedrick the win out of the bullpen. Bednar's 13 save. Boyer took the loss. Saccone pitched well. Ryan McMahon had that go-ahead RBI single in the 7th. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Willie Randolph. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. Jared Ames Bosnack. Join us again tomorrow as the rivalry returns to the Bronx. The Yankees face off against the Red Sox. Coverage will begin at 5 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 7. Again, the final score, the Yankees 2 and the Guardians 1. For Paul O'Neill and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael Kay, saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Willie Randolph, standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys?